Man, I am still buzzing at the fact that me and my brothers won the 2023 Easter Classic tournament. Um, this is a tournament that's been around 30 plus years. When we were little kids, we used to go and watch and see all the great players play. We used to see all the great teams play, and we just wished one day, we could be part of that tournament. So, I put on my Instagram the other day that, this was a feeling and an experience that we've been chasing for a long, long time. But in order to kind of understand how big of a deal this was for us, I think we need to go back and see where we came from, how we started, and how we got here. So, Tonavastas, Telewingers, we all grew up together since we were kids. Even always lived, really near each other, and we all came to love the game of basketball. We all started playing since we were little kids, and I think Easter Comp, I was the first one in our family to play in one. I was put into a team, a men's team, and I was still a young kid, and I just remember having the time of my life. I couldn't believe I was playing in the Easter Comp, and I remember before the grand final, I was announced as the leading scorer for the whole tournament. Our team came last, but I think I was just I was just making buckets. And I remember they pulled me up, announced me to everybody, and then that was it. They're like, sorry, we actually don't have anything for you, but thank you so much. You're amazing. But I went away from that experience like, oh man, this is amazing. And so eventually we put in our family team, and we grabbed some pieces to put around our core team members, which was us, and we went to the B grade finals, and we came runner up. We lost to, I can't remember the name of the team, but Ja was on that team. I remember Anitemo was on that team, but we came up short, and that was our first time playing. As we wore these gray uniforms, which I was grateful for, by the way. But yeah, we dropped out runner-up in B grade finals. The following year, we went to Sydney. We had Malcolm with us that year. Damo played with us that year. Dayan played with us that year. And, we were feeling good about ourselves, but we lost to the Razors in the semi-finals. They matched up two Melbourne teams in the semis, and Razors got us out of there, sent us home packing with an L. And I bring up the Razors because they're a big part of our story. So I'll talk a little bit more about them a little later. But then the following year, that loss hurt us so bad that we actually broke up. Our team was divided. Ronald went and made his team, and I made my team. And it's just we just had different views of what the team should look like, but we both really wanted to win, and so that year it was a bit of a big deal, which I think wasn't really a big deal, but people blew it out of proportion. But that year, both of us didn't get it done. Ronald's team got eliminated in the quarterfinals by the Demons, and then the Demons eliminated us straight after in the semis. So both of us didn't get it done that year. And then the following year was in the Gold Coast, and we met the Razors again in the semifinals. That year we only had 6 players. We picked up our 6-player win. We got to Gold Coast. Shout out to Nate Favai, my brother, who helped fill in. He was our 6th man, and he was awesome for us. But we ran into the Razors again, and again the Razors took us out. And so, yeah, man, that's our experience. That's our team, Brotherhood. That's our experience at Easter Comp. The Razors, they just had our number, man. They always got us. I want to talk about them when we get to them. But yeah, man, so now we're here, 2023 Easter Classic. We're back. Our first tournament since COVID, and we're in Melbourne hosting. And so let me just talk about how we put our team together. Our family, obviously, it was the core part of this team. Myself, Jason, Ronald, JJ, and Justin. And so, our chemistry is so good, so strong, that we believe we could plug anybody around us, that they will just fit in with us seamlessly. And, Ronald is an absolute competitor. He's a dog. He wants to win, and he plays like it. Juddy he's just a freaking beast. You know, Murder's always on go. Then you have JJ. He's just an awesome big man. Like, he does a lot of underrated stuff. But and then you had Jason, who, you know, in my mind, still the best defender out of all of us, and can pass. Has a really good passing game, and then there's me, which all I do apparently nowadays is just shoot or just coach from the sidelines. But that was our core team. Bob, who had played with us in Gold Coast and played with Ronald the year that we split. We knew we wanted him, just a smart big with amazing footwork and great communicator, especially on defense. And we also wanted to bring back Buddy, who his game, since he played with us in Gold Coast too, but since then, since coming off his mission, I've said this before, just game's just matured. His body is, you know, a lot stronger now, and he's just so long. So we knew we were going to bring those two back. Then we added Chase, and this is the first time Chase has played with us. This is the first time I actually even heard of this guy. And I told Bob, who suggested him, to send in a highlight reel, and as soon as I saw the highlight reel, I was like, man, this guy's a total package. Bring him in, bring him on. And everyone agreed to bring him on. And then we brought on Jamie Leclerc. And he had been playing with us too since we were kids. And, you know, Ronald was like, we need Jamie. And I agreed, we need to bring Jamie. And everybody agreed to bring on Jamie. And just his defensive capabilities, ability to play make and make tough shots, and fitness level. This dude was just on another level. And then we brought on Gerard Newby, and we were trying to find the last person. We went through different names, but ultimately we landed with Gerard Newby. And Newby wasn't new to us. When me and Ronald seemed divided, Newby played there. And so we didn't really bring anybody new to this team. Everybody that was part of this team had some sort of history with somebody on our team. You know, Chase was just the one that had never played with us, period. And so going into the tournament, we felt really good. There was an energy and a vibe about our team. And it wasn't like cocky, like, oh, we're going to go win this. It was more just belief. Like, we really believed we're going to get the job done this time, you know, and we were willing to walk through the toughest teams. Let's just get to the tournament. You know, our first game was against Undrafted. We had a couple scrimmages with them, and I got love for those guys. Syke is one of my best friends, and he ran that team. But we jumped on them early, man, and we took a big lead and won that game by a big margin. But we really didn't give them a chance to get off. We literally just ran them off the court. Then we played Gary and the Young Guns, who put up quite a fight. We ended up winning pretty easily, but they made us work a little bit there. So we got 2-0. And then with 3-0, we played against Ruthless. And, you know, Ruthless was a team that was just put together. Anyone who didn't have a team, jump here. And we beat them. I think we almost hit 100 on them. I think it was like 94 something. Then we went and played the Straw Hats, and that game was feisty, man. They came to play. They really wanted to beat us. They played hard. Ultimately, we got up. These teams really pushed us, but our team never panicked. I think we just believed in each other so much that we're gonna be okay no matter if the game was close or if the game was you know, we were winning by heaps. Then we played the Unwins, and they gave us a bit of a go too, but ultimately we got them out of there too. So we finished the pool stages 5-0, and we're waiting at the desk. I'm waiting at the desk to find out who we're playing in the semi. And the TV popped up, and then it says, people are like, I walk over to the TV, and everyone's like, you guys are playing Razors. And I smiled so big, because this is actually what we wanted. Razors has knocked us out twice. And you can talk to the boys. You can ask the boys. We have always just said to ourselves, if we're going to win this tournament, we got to go through the defending champs. All right? And we also got to go through the team. We need to get that off our back. The fact that they eliminated us twice. And here was our opportunity to verse them now in the semi-final, same spot. But this time we're kicking them out of the tournament. And everybody was just super pumped and super excited. This is a win or go home, you know? And so we warm up and we get ready for that game, and we're huddling up before the game starts, and we're just on such a good vibe. We're like, yeah. Like we was really feeling it. And we really believed that we were going to get the job done. And before the game started, we're in the huddle. I told the guys, I'm like, look, a lot of us always think of Razors as Adam Thursby, and rightfully so. That guy's a beast. He can put off 30 in his sleep, but I made sure that the boys don't sleep on the other plays. They're not scrubs. They got Zach, who was in phenomenal shape, and he looks so good, man. And then you had Barclay as well, and they are a winning basketball team. If you want to look at how a winning team looks and competes, that's the team you go to. We had to respect that, and the game was tough, close, back and forth, physical, everything that you want a semi-final to be. And, ultimately, eventually we switched our defense to a 3-2, which started to work a little better for us. We didn't want to give Thursby any easy looks. Eventually that 3-2, as the game was getting into clutch time, turned into we're just running, chasing Adam Thursby around, making sure he didn't get a good look. But the boys were committed to defense, and we were committed to putting the ball in the basket. And we did that when it mattered. We hit some big free throws too to close it out. One of my favorite moments of this tournament was actually Chase. And I love this kid so much because he's a competitor, man. And this is the first time that he's playing with us, and you could see that he really didn't want to disappoint us. He was really enjoying his basketball, and I think it was a clutch situation. We're in a timeout, and he comes up to me, and Chase is like, I want him. And I'm like, who? And he's like, I want him, Thursby, I want him. And like that right there, Chase wanted to guard the best player on the opposition in the biggest moment of the game, right? But yeah, man, we got it done, and we celebrated, and we couldn't believe it, and we shook the Razors' hands after the game, and you could feel the sadness and the disappointment, in the Razors when they were congratulating us. But the beautiful thing is, at the same time, they were really happy for us. And I really felt it and believed them when they said, oh, we're happy, you guys deserve it, yeah, we're happy for you. Believe that. I believe that. These guys are part of our journey. We had to learn how to win and how to get to that next stage, and they taught us. Every time they eliminated us, it left us it hurt us, man. So they forced us to become better players, better team. They taught us to, we need to, they used to get in our heads. We used to get angry and get frustrated. But this time around, we weren't like that at all. And they taught us that. They taught us how to be a real team and to play winning basketball. And, I spoke with Rhett after the game too, and I told him that. And it's true. These guys are a big part of our journey and a big reason of why we're able to experience what we experienced. So I just want to give the Razors their flowers, man. That Zach is someone that we've been playing basketball with throughout youth. Barclay, another one. Rhett. Seth, who wasn't there, but I played domestic with Seth ever since we were little kids, man. But then they have veterans like Jay and Wade, who are guys that taught us the right way to play the game. And so I just want to give Razors their flowers and say thank you. You guys are a big part of our story, and I'm happy that you guys are. But I also hope we can meet again a few more times moving forward. But I have so much love and respect for you guys. And I just want to say thank you, Razors. Truly. So we go from there and we go into the finals, and we're playing the Lobstars, and we don't know much about them. We never really got a chance to watch them play, but they gave us such a tough final, and that's how a final is supposed to be, and a lot of people ask me why didn't I play that game. This is the only game where I didn't even jump on the court, but I'll answer it now. Pretty much the whole tournament, we didn't have a team, someone who could score for our team. So I was always like on double duties. I was trying to be on top of, the way the game is being called, making sure the scores are right. So that's basically the reason why I stayed off in the grand final. I trusted my guys to get the job done. These guys were ready. I knew it. I knew that they're going to play their hearts out, and they did that. There was a time where Lobstars hit like 3 threes in the start of the game, and I started like telling myself like the competitiveness in me is like, man, let me get on and get those threes back, because I honestly believe, that I can outshoot anybody. And so when I saw Lobstars going off, I'm like, oh man, I need to get in there. Yeah, man, ultimately, I felt that was selfish, and I decided to stay out and let the team go. I wanted to make sure that the refs were scoring the game right. I wanted to make sure we're calling a timeout at the right time. Wanted to make sure our rotation for our teams was right. And so I decided to put my focus there. So that's why I didn't play. I could have played, but I just felt that was the best decision for the team, and ultimately it worked out. But yeah, that game was tough, back and forth. Newbie is fantastic all tournament, man. Like, this dude was unstoppable. Highlights, defense, getting us buckets when we needed the most, and him and his connection with Jamie. Obviously, they played together at Cougars. Those two are so big for us, man. But yeah, man, Juddy was another one who he got injured against the Razors, and I asked him, Juddy, are you playing? And he knew he couldn't play. He was sore, but he was like, just let me get on. 1 minute. And that just shows his competitiveness. But yeah, man, ultimately we got the job done and we celebrated. It was the greatest feeling. I don't remember a time where I felt so happy like that. And I called a timeout when the Lobsters made a run, and I think they scored like 6 straight and they got up by 1. I called a timeout. When I called that timeout, Ronald had scored a fast break on the other end. And I was like, oh no, this is under a minute left to go in the game. And I was like, did I just screw this up? I called a timeout and Ronald had a free bucket, and no one was near him to put us back up by 1. Man, that was crazy. But then we ended up getting back after the timeout, and Ronald scored straight away. And then that was it, man. We finished the game at 57-55. But I wanted to shout out to the Lobstars for being amazing competitors, humble guys who they were a great team, man. They were making tough buckets and defending hard. And, 2 different teams that have never been in the finals. Awesome to see. And such a great game too. So I just want to give them some flowers too. By him and my guys. Whew. We got it done, man. We got it done, and it feels so damn good. And the team, this is the best team we've had. Like, we felt like we were so well balanced. We had guards, we had shooters, we had defenders with length, we had bigs. And, we worked hard. The message from the jump I said to the boys was, play for each other. And I truly believe that when people embody that mindset, you're willing to put your body on the line for your teammate. You're willing to be selfless for your teammate, make better decisions on the court, support each other better when you're off the court. And so that was the message that I wanted to make sure the team got in their heads. And the other brilliant thing about our team is there wasn't just one voice. It wasn't just me yapping away. Everybody was bringing something to the table. when Ronald would see something, he would open his mouth. JJ would open his mouth. Newbie, Chase. You know, we just had a great team this year, and I'm grateful for my team. We really deserve that. We've worked hard for so many years. And yeah, man, I also want to shout out to our family and friends who supported us. It's hard to get my dad to a basketball game these days, but he came out for day one of Easter Comp. My mum's in Samoa. But it was great to see Uncle Semu, Auntie Ete, who are always at our Easter Comps. They were with us in Sydney, but they always support us. And I saw Auntie shed a tear when we were celebrating. We were jumping up. And Uncle was always on the bench with us. Like, he would come and sit with us, and he would tell us things that he feels we need to hear. And, you know, cousins and everyone that was there. Yeah, man. So shout out to everybody who came through to watch. Shout out to the organizers of the Easter Con. Thanks for bringing it back. And yeah, man, 2023 Easter Comp champions. That's Brotherhood. God damn, guys. I can't believe I'm saying that. But you know what that means. We got to get ready for next year and hopefully defend that title. And yeah, we look forward to next year's Easter Comp.